The NLCS kicks off tomorrow night at Citizens Bank Park, and yes, there is a decided favorite among them. It's the Phillies, 5-1 this postseason. Diamondbacks haven't lost this postseason. Phillies had some pretty long odds to win the World Series, but look at the Diamondbacks, and a lot of that stems from the fact that just 2 years ago, that's a 110-loss team. But there are a lot of similarities between the Diamondbacks and the Phillies this year.
They are, and they both have 13 home runs during the postseason this year. And look, the Phillies have built an incredible team with Dave Dombrowski at the top. I know he was your general manager when you won a championship. But this team, Matt, resembles that fan base better than anyone. They're almost unbeatable at home, and they have Nolan Wheeler lined up for game 1 and 2.
Look, you got to give Arizona a lot of credit to get to where they are. No one thought they were going to beat Milwaukee. No one thought they had a chance against the Dodgers. But they're running into a buzzsaw now. This Philly team is pretty good, man. They were in the World Series last year. I think they've been waiting all year, 12 months, to get back to this point. I did pick them to beat the Braves, and I just don't think Arizona has, I don't want to say much of a chance, but I just think Philly's just too hot right now, and I think they beat Arizona.
They both similar team. They both are going by the business the right way. I expect Philadelphia to continue carrying that momentum. I know Arizona is extremely hot right now. I mean, they went and swept the Dodgers. I mean, that's a big thing to say, especially during the playoff. But it's going to be a fun series.
Arizona has a shot. And, Matt, their only shot is really to out-homer the Phillies. They both have 13 home runs. But, Poppy, whoever out-homers the other team, 15-1 so far this postseason.
Yeah, well, David's 7-0 in his picks, and he picked Atlanta to beat Philly. So I don't really know how the math works.
That doesn't count,
Don't
buddy.
let the facts get.
Yeah, I don't know how.
We are fair and balanced here.
The one game that I picked about the Braves, they won it.
Yeah, so who are you picking in this one?
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Bryce Harper had a huge series to get here. Nick Castellanos had a historic series to get here with back-to-back multi-homer games. It's not just as easy as saying you can identify one or two guys in that Phillies lineup, quiet them down, and you win, because they can hurt you everywhere.
They can, and you talked about the fan base. We talked about Dave Dombrowski. But there's two guys in that clubhouse that Derek and I know very, very well. That's Rob Thompson and Kevin Long. And the job that Kevin Long has done with these hitters has been phenomenal. I know how much Bryce Harper likes Kevin Long, the hitting coach. Castellanos has been really transformative. And the Phillies, they have it all working, fellas.
I tell you what, their hitting coach, the Philadelphia hitting coach, to me, he is one of the best hitting coach when it comes down to left-handed batters. I can mention so many left-handed batters that he has fixed. He has locked them in, and Bryce Harper is one of them. I mean, it's incredible the job that he's been doing during the playoffs.
Well, I tell you, a lot of attention's been paid to Bruce Bochy and Dusty Baker, rightfully so. Rob Thompson's a throwback as well. He's a throwback manager, and you can talk to every player in that Philadelphia Phillies clubhouse, and they'll rave about Rob.
Texas lineup's deep. Just ask anybody who faced it during the regular season. Game 2's pitching matchup, Nate Eovaldi. Plenty of big game metal in his right arm. Same can be said of the southpaw Framber Valdez for Houston. After Game 1, Stros skipper Dusty Baker talked about putting the opener behind them.
Well, this team's the best I've been around about moving on. You know, there's nothing you can do, and if you're going to lose a game, you know, you're ready to lose it in the first game versus, you know, in the middle of the series. And so, you know we got a tough pitcher in Eovaldi tomorrow, but they also have a tough pitcher in Framber on our side. So, you know, sometimes you gotta say, hey, the guy threw a great game tonight against us. I mean, excellent game. And you know, they say good pitching beats good hitting, but when you don't hit, everybody wants to know what's wrong. So it's not a whole bunch to say he threw a real good game against us.
It's a perfect short memory game, right? Tomorrow, day game, you got a chance to get this taste out of your mouth immediately. So, Poppy, look into your crystal ball. Tell me what you see for Game 2 tomorrow afternoon.
Oh gosh. Boy. Yeah. Crystal ball.
Okay, you like to come to Nostradamus Ortiz, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I see Dusty kind of worried a little bit because of their offense today, but he said it all. I mean, every time a team don't hit, people always think there's something wrong. It happens. It's part of the game. I mean, pitcher, they eat too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the guy pitched a hell of a game. Montgomery pitched a hell of a game. He was locating his pitchers better than anybody I have ever seen. He was throwing Alvarez. He make Alvarez look like he haven't hit in a month tonight. I mean, he struck him out 3 times. He located his pitcher well, and he did exactly the same thing with the rest of the lineup. Tomorrow's another day. He know they facing a tough pitcher tomorrow, but they had to come with the mindset, different attitude, and try to execute it tomorrow.
You know what? I think Dusty said it perfect. There's not much to say. Sometimes you win 2-0 or you lose 20-0. Still one game. These guys are battle tested. They're in the middle of a dynasty. There's no concern. They will be back ready to play. And from Framber Valdez, he's a lefty that can neutralize a lot of those lefties, Derek. And that's exactly what they need to do. He needs to give some length and give it to that really strong bullpen from the Astros.
Dusty said it. You know, this team is the best he's ever seen at turning the page and moving on. They're going to have to do it tomorrow. One thing when you have a team that's battle-tested like the Houston Astros, you don't worry about it snowballing. One loss isn't going to lead to 2, lead to 3. You're going to have to come out and beat them. So I think if Nate Eovaldi comes out here and pitches well, Texas is going to be in a position to win Game 2. But they won't win Game 2 just because they won Game 1. It doesn't work that way when you're facing a team with that much experience.
Absolutely. And, guys, like I say always, we played this game for a long time. If I'm the Houston Astros tomorrow, I will have the same approach that Texas has against Verlander tonight. I will be swinging out of the box because one thing they had to know and make sure is that your body going to throw a lot of strike tomorrow. He's an aggressive pitcher. He tried to get ahead, and he tried to stay in the strike zone also.
Papa, you know, Eovaldi has been great all October and many Octobers, but he is prone to give up the long ball. So if you're the Astros, you want to get some early points early in the game, maybe in the first 2 innings, and get this crowd back in the game.
Absolutely.
But then let's also make sure we point out one thing. It's not like Texas steamrolled Houston today. Justin Verlander pitched a great game. He gave up 2 runs. I mean, you can't win unless you score.
Preach.
So it wasn't like they were just out here taking batting practice. So they're going to have to show up, and they're going to have to play well offensively, and they're going to have to play well defensively, and they must pitch in order to win this game.